That was my alarm clock.
Oh, that sounded like the Rose music box in the Snugpod.
Wait.
This one fears the strangeness in South Point has ended. Seems a Daedric prince was involved.
You believe all you
Goran
hear.
himself.
Okay. Episode name.
Did your sister see a clutch of butterflies when she was there?
All. I was
We
gonna
found a
say all.
Sasquatch.
All golden roads lead to something. I don't know.
All golden roads lead to glory.
I don't hate that.
Follow the golden brick road.
Or take me home, golden road.
Let's do it. Take me home, Golden Road. It's happening.
Okay.
I can't get over it.
I do have, yeah.
The Order thanks you for your assistance. Adam.
Tell me about the
There is
relic,
a
blah, blah,
connection
blah.
between music.
Madness in Glenumbra. Okay.
And emoji. We need a little music note. Perfect.
Where is Glenumbra? Is that in Grahtwood? Is that its... No,
Glenumbra?
Glenumbra is a whole zone.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, but I was drawing a blank for a second. It's up on the left side of the map, right?
Yes, it's the long, skinny one on the left.
I hate that you can't, like, turn off some of the stuff so that you can easily pick where you're at. Because there's times that I'm, like, trying to zoom in on one of the zones, and I can't because it keeps, like, trying to pull it over to a different spot.
Okay, Tweety Tweet sent as well.
Good.
Because I'm pre-mocked up. Everything while I was waiting for Liam to go to sleep.
Alright, let me pull up Twitter. Because, you know, or X. Am I logged into my account? I am not. Let me get logged into my account. No, I don't want to use this platform for making calls. Thank you.
Wait, you don't want me to be able to call you there, too?
You have my number if you need it.
I know, that was the joke. That was the point.
And Discord, and Facebook.
But I need another one, just in case the first three don't work.
Yeah.
What happens? What happens? Should we do the show? Did you mock the Snugpod, or should we do the show from, like, the Gold Coast?
I mean, we could do the show from the Gold Coast. I did, however, totally, like, update the Snugpod.
Well, then let's go there. Okay, Sasquatch, since you haven't been with us for a hot second, I am going to need to check our audio volumes.
Suppose we could do that. I will allow that.
I'll allow it. What am
I might have to pull you up just a hair, because all of our mics are kind of hot. Hold on. Hold one moment, please.
My mic's not hot. It's for fine.
Okay. I knew it was coming. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I was just waiting. Just waiting.
I should name my mic after my wife. I call my mic Angela because it's fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, go ahead and talk for me again, Sasquatch.
I am talking.
Yay! Okay, hold on. Let me check it on the on the stream too.
Where is...
Check. Check, check.
Perfecto.
Did we get anything on YouTube? I did go live, right? Yeah.
I did not check it, but I can look.
I didn't get a notification.
I
There
did
it
not
is.
either.
I didn't get a notification.
Echo, echo,
Yeah.
echo.
Deja vu.
Everyone's probably hearing me drink my tea. Okay. To the Snuggy Pod. I always try and travel to us like we're in a group. Even when we're not.
Sasquatch and Lynn, can
Every
I get
time.
a test on your end?
Test, test, test.
Words. Talking, 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 talking.
I can talk. I've done it before.
Yes, yes, you have.
Okay, it sounds alright. I mean,
Confirmed.
I can
would-
talk. Yes, yes, you have.
I would assume that it should
Statement
be,
confirmed. Fact check.
as long as you haven't touched any mic settings on your end. My volumes and stuff
Nope.
have been the same, so.
My regret binds me.
Hopefully next week I'll find it.
Do those mics work pretty good? Like that kind of mic? A little, is it like a lapel thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to get something small because I'm traveling all the time.
So you're gonna
I
use it for,
originally got
the
it.
show and take it with you on the road?
I originally mostly got it because I wanted to start doing some videos for No More Murder Hobos. So I was like really excited to do that this week. I have this entire guide like made. I just need to voice it, and I was going to use the mic for that. And it's like, well, never mind. I guess we'll do the next event.
Oh. Man, I love that Dark Brotherhood stained glass so bad.
I worked so damn hard for that window.
Is that an achievement?
No,
Furnishing?
but it was so much money back in the day.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that
I need to
window's
start.
like 100K,
I need to start.
isn't it?
I need to start busting my butt on PlayStation because I'm blowing through my gold that I had in reserve. I was like, I'll sell stuff later, blah blah blah, and then I looked the other day and I was like, oh no, I'm almost poor.
Just do the Guilds and Glory dailies. It's so much loot. Like I went from barely having 12k to 50k, and I've only played like 3 days this week for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I just haven't. I've been doing my best to try and split time, but I haven't had much luck. Like last night I was gonna play and I friggin' fell asleep. I was like, I can't do this. So tired.
You know, if you've got multiple characters, you can just log in and do writs, make a ton of money.
Well, that's true too,
Yeah.
but I also am really lazy and don't have all of my characters set up to do writs, which I really need to work on.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
On the note of lazy, I've been sending all my treasure maps to Moki.
I love it.
I just sell them.
Just, oh god.
That is one way to make money.
Yeah, no, I normally sell them, but she's been enjoying the event, so here you go. I don't
don't-
have time for this.
I don't even know if I'm selling them for enough. I mean, I list them super cheap,
Did you-
just get rid of them.
Treasure maps aren't part of this event though, right?
The resources you get out of them are.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I didn't
That's
think
smart.
I didn't think those counted.
I didn't
The only
either.
things that don't count for double drops were meat, like meat animals and fishing.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
It did say that.
Mm-hmm.
Normally they're
Alright.
not though, right? The surveys.
Well, surveys, no. Treasure chests from treasure maps would, but your surveys don't double drop.
Right.
I have so many Elder Scrolls mugs that I'm drinking out of right now.
I don't need
I
any more
have-
drinkware from this freaking franchise. I'm gonna complain about that for a second. Like, I think I've literally thought about this earlier today. I'm like, I have this like mug. I had
don't
that
you-
like I got my own mug and I got the Horned Jadari, right? And then I go to this event and they give us a cup, and then I go to another event and they give us another cup, and
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
that
go to
growler
another
you
event
got
and they're
is
giving
freaking
us to
sweet.
another freaking cup. I don't need any more cups. This is most of my drinkware at this point. Like,
Hey,
I have 2 witches
If
mugs,
you get
and that's it.
another Elder Scrolls mug and don't want it, let me know, and I will send you the money to mail it to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got a grand total of 0. So
Oh. Okay, well, you guys should have jumped on the 20% off, because the big mug, the awesome like big black coffee cup one, was on sale for like $10 the other day, and you could have gotten
Oh.
Lotus's thing for 20% off. So it would have been probably more expensive
Oh.
to ship than the cup.
Well, you say the other day,
True.
but that was like back before Christmas, right?
No, that was like 2 days ago.
Literally 2 days ago, like
it was
when the
on sale
announcement
again.
happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't watch that
It might
stuff that
still
close.
be. It might still be on sale.
You're peaking. You're getting really loud there. I know you're
Oh,
excited,
me?
but you're getting
Okay,
really
hold
loud.
on.
Just letting you know.
Hold on. No, it's good to tell me now, because I'll adjust my volume. Let me make sure that my gain is turned all the way down.
Tell
It
me
is.
now.
Tell me now. Okay. Let me go
We're
turn my
still-
actual mic down.
Are we in the pre-show
Go.
actively right now?
Yes, we are pre-show.
Awesome, cool.
It's a very
Before we
exciting
officially
pre-show.
properly start, I'm just gonna grab a bottle of water.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm
I'm
currently
going
in
to
a public
adjust
dungeon.
my mic level. La 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 la. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That is
what
kind
happened?
of.
Just-
Hold on, it's me. I'm adjusting my mic volume. That way. Okay. Yes, blue screen. Test, 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 test. Am I peaking now? Test, 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 test.
Nope.
oh,
Perfect. Okay, I turned it down just a little bit. Let me check it on the stream real fast. Or actually, everybody's in here. Everybody in chat. Does it still sound an okay volume?
Sounds fine to me.
Sorry if you hear bumping. It's because I'm moving my mic. A lot better.
Moving to mic.
Okay, that's good. Because I actually turned the mic down. So, I just wanted to know. I can't tell because my voice is terrible right now, so. I'm probably like pushing and being louder than I need to be at times.
I gotta do the public dungeons that drop fragments.
Okay. Guys, get in here. Let's do this. I mean, I guess you
I'm
don't have to be in
here.
here, but it'd be nice if you were. I know. I see you.
Kind of rhythm to them, and it's just a matter
Right.
of learning the steps.
I can do that.
Okay, Peanut, you know what? You just said you sound worse than the troll that lives under my local bridge. Turd. Yay, thank you. I'm glad I'm not peeking as much. I don't want to... He said I'm gonna get banned. I'm not gonna ban you. You're the only moderator.
Let's see.
Okay, good.
Did
I'm
you-
glad I'm not peeking.
You gave Sasquatch a chair, right?
2 of us can sit on the
Ooh.
bench.
A boat.
You'll mod yourself out. You better not. Yeah, 2 of us can sit on the bench.
And then there's also an extra chair. And I know Never likes to like lean against that pole, but
I
you
do.
guys can always change it up if you want.
Oh, I forgot I'm in. I'm in screenshot mode. I'm like, why can't I sit down?
Will it let you sit with me right here flipping this coin?
Yeah. He should be able to sit right next to you. And if not, I can sit there. That's right. Gwen does always ensure there's an extra chair welcoming visitors.
Ha ha ha. I brought my own
Sitting on
chair.
the floor.
BYOC.
Bring your own chair. Okay, but from where we are, it kind of looks like you're on the toilet, which makes it a little weird.
Leaning
It
forward,
really
reading
is.
something.
Read on the toilet.
Say I'm gonna send it ghost, and now
The
it's
Argonian is
confused.
sending things to Murkmire.
Filling the swamp.
Sending a care package
Oh my
home.
god. No. Ugh. gonna throw up. Oh, gross. Oh my god.
For anybody that's unsure of what that means, Merkmeyer is a toilet. Literally the sewer.
It's where all the Imperial City sewer stuff goes. Poor things. Such a shame. Okay.
Okay, I gotta know, what's this sword on the ground here? I'm in inspection mode, but it's not...
That's the Thoat sword, right?
Yep, that you get.
Oh.
That's the
archive.
furnishing that you can get from the archive or whatever.
I got it.
It's... Oh, did you just sit it in the floor?
Yes, I did.
Isn't it on... It's on a
yes,
thing,
it is.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear an extra voice, Peanut, because there's actually all of us here this time.
Hi.
Alright, here we go. Screenshot mode.
I wish I could. It won't let me do that.
Okay, one last test. Just to make sure nobody's peeking. Test.
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 Anybody in chat hear any peeking? We good to go? Here we go. Okay.
I guess I can.
I'm gonna mute.
I'm going to screenshot mode because I'll just have a seat on the bench next to you. Okay.
Wow, we can fit 3 people on benches.
What do you get when you put a cat, a lizard, and a couple of wood elves on a boat? You get a Snugpod Cast.
You get a Snugpod Cast.
That is a nasty barbecue. I don't think I want any furry, scaly barbecue.
That's a wood elf barbecue.
That's disgusting. What a way to start the show.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So, that's right. It's a Snugpod Cast.
We're gonna have to put some wheels on this boat to get it down the road. See what I did there?
There's a rope attached to the front. We dragged it in here in the first place. It's fine.
The wheels on the boat go round and round.
Oh my god.
No, you just take some of the skulls and shove it underneath and we'll roll over it every time.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Skulls under the boat. Didn't that happen in like a Pirates movie or something?
I'm sure.
No, I think that was crabs. But yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the little white stone crab things. That's right.
Getting it in was hard. We just need to get it out. Getting it out is easy because there's the ramp that goes down. If you angle it the right way, you can get it to go in that little swampy bit, and then it just ends in the water.
That's true.
All right. Well, this is a Snug Podcast. Welcome everybody that's here, be it live or listening after the fact. I am never separate. And you have heard 4 voices. That is unusual, but it's because we're all here. And we have Sasquatch back with us. What is up, buddy?
Hello, I'm back. I'm playing ESO again.
Fun times. You should be wary. Be wary though, because there is a apparently a Dark Brotherhood dagger behind your back.
It's okay. I'm in the Dark Brotherhood, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
All right. Well, they don't. Hopefully, they don't take their own.
We know.
Well, there was that one time.
And that is gone crazy back soon. You hear there? We'll just go left to right here, like reading a book. What's up?
The sails on the boat and the top of the Snugpod.
The sails on the boat go.
Oh my god.
All
By
right.
the divines. Y'all need Stendar.
And
No, y'all need Sithis. Read the room.
Oh, that's true.
and that is Gwen the Bard. What's up, my friend?
Hello.
That is a full crew. This boat might actually have a chance of getting somewhere. We have a full crew.
Already off the rails.
And
Row.
do you all realize what happened tonight? We started on time.
Shh, don't scare it away.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, that's something. But, yeah. And I think we've all got stuff to talk about this week.
Heck yeah.
I feel I feel a little out of sorts because usually I'm like, yeah, I haven't really had a chance to play, but I've had a chance to play. So let's jump in. Who wants to go first?
Not it.
I'll go. I'll just get it out of the way.
Okay.
I'll just get it out of the way. I got a book. Let's see. So I actually did stuff this week. We tried planning something, but we failed. But I ended up running the Undaunted stuff with our PlayStation Lore Seeker friends on Friday. And I did get in my Imperial City prison story. So now I am retracting that part of my Wall of Crazy. We're just going to pretend it never happened because I didn't have all the information. Now I have all the information, so it doesn't matter. Moving on. Then I've been working on trying to get the Infinite Archive achievements. That's kind of been where I've been hanging out. And now I'm trying to make 3 new ESO cosplays instead of 1. So we're working on that too. And this is my second podcast of the day. So I want to shout out to thank you to Olivu and Nephis for letting me guest on their ESOU podcast today. That was a fun time.
Dang, that's awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's what I've been up to this week.
So, did you chill with Nephis? You know.
It was a pretty chill stream. It was fun. We talked a lot about cosplay, a lot about Amsterdam, it was like a little over 2 hours, so there was a lot in there.
Awesome. I don't know about Amsterdam. I'm definitely not making that one. I guess I should say I do know. But I'm hopeful that I might actually be able to, if not beforehand somehow, actually get to come hang out in Baltimore. So.
Yeah.
Anywho.
I hope so.
Didn't mean to cut you off there, Gwen. My bad.
Oh no, I'm done. Your turn. We'll just loop back around. We'll start with Nefer and then keep going.
I'm gonna go last because I have a question to ask at the end of mine.
Oh, fine. Well, Etherwood Elf then.
All right. I have been doing the event, of course. I've done some White Gold Tower, did a couple other random dungeons just cause. Drops, yay. I've been getting some leads, which is great. I got some shrine furnishing thing that I need to dig up. I can't remember which one it is, but I have to go go ahead and do that's the I almost said scribing. Oh my gosh. Wow. Not yet.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
I know, I can't get ahead of myself. Scrying. That's going to be confusing. Scrying and scribing. Anyway, I also have been inflicted with Perryites ick this entire week, which is why I currently sound like 2 octaves lower. And yeah, so boo Perryite, down with you. Leave me be, please. And other than that, I finally got to finish and publish our first lore compilation for Lore Seekers. So that is now free into the world. And yeah, it's been a pretty good week. I've been having fun playing with making some graphics and stuff for us and for other things, and got some things in the works, and yeah, that's pretty much it. What about you, Mr. Sasquatch?
So, if we have to scry for scribing stuff, that's gonna be real fun. I guess a little more than just this last week, but I've done the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood quest before, but I went through on my Arcanist and maxed out the skill lines for both of those, as well as Legerdement? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Anyways,
Ledgerman?
I'd never maxed.
Ledgerman?
Yeah, whatever it is, that thing. I maxed it out for the first time ever. which is amazing that I'd never done that before, but I did. And then been going through the Ebonheart Pact zones, doing the story, and just trying to do completing the zones and getting most of the achievements. But that's pretty much what I've been doing lately. And then doing the event stuff, and then I started doing guild quests dailies with companions just to level up those skill lines. Haven't done much with companions, so figured max those out and then maybe look into some companion builds. So, yep. Pretty much it.
Sweet. That just leaves the Khajiit.
Who's not eating anything? No idea what you're talking about.
Only the most professional.
That's right. I would never eat Skittles
The
while
cat would
recording.
never be eating Skittles on his mic while recording a podcast.
Leave it to the Khajiit to need the moon sugar.
It's that sweet moon sugar. It helps make his voice nice and smooth.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had it muted for a moment, and then I unmuted because of the whole Ledger main thing, and then I didn't remute. So my bad. Yeah. So I've been doing event stuff as well. Not a ton. I like one thing for tickets. I've been going to Rothgar and knocking out a world boss. But I also decided I wanted to try to knock out some old questing stuff I haven't gotten to, like Cadwell's Gold. So I have, I was in, it's Daggerfall, right? Betnik, that's the Daggerfall area.
Yeah.
I get confused on all of the stuff. Aldmeri I'm more familiar with, but the other two I get confused. But anyway, so I was in Betnik doing the questing there, and just from running around killing like normal mobs during the quest, picked up 3 leads. 2 of them were gold, 1 purple. And I haven't done. Maybe I have done all of those. I've had more leads drop since then. I also decided I wanted to get the last 2 companions that came with Necrom. I haven't picked those up yet, so just before we started, I finished up Azander, got his stuff done, and I'll start working on the Sharp quest. Man, you guys look alike.
The Sasquatch quest.
We're cousins.
You didn't know he's the new companion for Q4.
Yes.
That would
Sasquatch.
be Sasquatch and Skyrim Grandma.
Yes.
Oh, Shirley, I would love
great
if Shirley
company.
was a companion. Oh my gosh.
What would she be? Anyway, let's see. Was doing the companion quest. I feel like I'm forgetting something now. I did do some antiquities. Got the ones I picked up from questing. I knocked some of those out. I've gotten a few more since, but yeah. So I guess that's been kind of the bulk of it. I mean, without just being super detailed about the quest, and no need for that. But in the process of playing through and coming across a treasure chest and unlocking that, I had this thought cross my mind. When you guys are lockpicking, it always starts on the middle of the 5. Do you guys start your lockpicking process with that, or do you move to one side or the other first?
I always move to the right.
Okay.
Work my way to the left. Because that's how you do it on a real lock. Work from the back.
Yeah, I usually go right to left, but sometimes I do randomly try that first pin just to see.
You're all crazy. I just like pry it open with my staff.
She's got the fancy one where she just hits square over and over again until it pops the lock.
I very rarely fail.
Does that break lockpicks or anything if you don't do it? Like if you fail?
Oh, if you fail, it breaks a lockpick. But I have so many lockpicks, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, no. Once you've played as long as we have, those things are so common. You can throw them at people. But
once you've played for 20 minutes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Loot 17 urns and you've got a stack of like 1 million.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't bother putting points into that because I don't have trouble with the lockpicking part usually. That's why I've never bothered with having the ability to force the lock. But yeah, I start in the middle. I knock the middle one out and then move to the right and come back across.
Interesting.
And I guess in my mind, the thought process was, I'm already here. Get that one done. Save that time. Probably doesn't really amount to any difference, but yeah, I'm already there, so I just do that and then move over. I was just curious if I was the only one that did it that way, or if you guys had a different technique. If y'all went left to right, right to left, you know.
I need to start doing the force locks because now that I have the skill line maxed out, I've never forced locks because I always wanted the XP to the skill line for picking the lock. Because you don't get it if you force it.
It's really useful when you're doing the 5-claw guile.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That achievement in there. I didn't even think about that.
The
Pick all the locks in less than 35 seconds or whatever it is.
That's the new life thing. Yeah. I feel like I've done that. Could be wrong, but I feel like I've done that. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my gameplay question. I just that thought popped in my head, so I put it in our notes. I was like, I'm gonna ask. I'm just curious.
Cool.
So that's what I've been up to. Yeah, so that's cool. We've all been up to stuff and had stuff to talk about. Yay, go us. Even if we hadn't been up to anything, though, we still have stuff to talk about. There's been quite a bit of news since the last time we had a show, right? Because the reveal was this week. Yeah. So we'll get to that in a bit.
It was the 18th.
So you know what? Kids have been out of school for a week, so my days are all kind of thrown off. And I was off work for several days. It's just completely messed me up. Yeah, so first thing in our news, there's an ESO Plus free trial. That is now through the 25th.
Yep.
So what's today? 21st, right? Yeah, so a couple more days. As always, free trial of ESO Plus is a good way to get you hooked on ESO Plus because if you've played with it, it's incredibly difficult to play without it, unless your name is Lotus.
Make sure things are in your craft bag. Now is a great time to play Tales of Tribute. Decorate your houses. There we go.
Dye your costumes.
Yep.
Dye your costumes, yes.
Yeah, anything that you do while you have the free trial, you don't lose it when the free trial ends. You just can't keep doing it. So like bank space, any of that stuff, you get double space in your bank and your housing slots. So if you go over the normal amount without ESO Plus, it won't make those items go away. You just won't be able to add any more. So yeah, so it's a good time to go do that stuff. But as I said, you will realize just how much easier the game is to play as far as just keeping your inventory less, overly stuffed because all the stuff goes in your craft bag. That's the primary reason that I even keep it, is the craft bag's just so nice to have.
Craft bag and bank space.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the housing space is nice, but I mean, I would just have less stuff in my house, if that were the case, especially now that we don't need 1,000 slots for stations. But yeah, cool. Anything else we need to say about that? It's pretty straightforward stuff there.
The only other thing that I would mention is when you have ESO Plus, it gives you full access to all 20 of the DLCs.
Yes.
So that's 26 dungeons, antiquities, Tales of Tribute, all of those additional systems. So if you just want to think of the number, basically, of things that you get access to by having that, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Cool. We've got... We had the reveal this week, and it is the new chapter is going to be called what now?
Gold Road.
Gold Road.
Mm-hmm. Do you know why
There
it's
is
called Gold Road?
Okay. I disappeared for a second. There's one important thing to say about the ESO Plus free trial, is it does not include companions. You still need to purchase a chapter in order to get the companions from that chapter.
Ooh, good pull.
Yeah, all the chapter stuff, like antiquities and stuff like that's not included as well, right?
I actually think it did say... Hold on.
Yeah, no, you
second.
can do your antiquities and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
you can do that, because it does say that... Yeah, and includes 26 group dungeons, new systems like antiquities, Tales of Tribute, and more.
Oh.
Yeah, you just can't get your companions. You have to buy the chapter.
It's kind of like how you can buy Morrowind, but you won't get the... You won't get... Like,
warden.
when you buy the... If you have access to the chapter via a DLC or via Plus, you don't get, like, the Necromancer, or you don't get the Warden, right? You have to actually purchase that chapter.
Yeah, so
It's
weird.
kind of like that. Mm-hmm. Which is weird, but I get it.
Yeah, they make it real confusing.
Yeah.
I would have thought it would be the same with new systems because they involve skill lines and things too.
Yeah. No, they wanna hook ya. They wanna get their teeth in ya.
Yep.
So there you go.
All right. So Gold Road is going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 27 different ways to buy it.
That's true.
I might be exaggerating, but would somebody like to cover that?
Sure. So there's lots of different editions, as always. It can be a little bit confusing, but basically what you need to know is if you already own the game, you can choose a digital upgrade. And if you don't already own the game, or you only own like one of the early chapters, then your best bet might actually be to purchase the full, like, whole chapter thing, because then it will give you all of the previous stuff. So, it's actually pretty easy to do, but it will launch on June 3rd for PC Mac and June 18th for Xbox and PlayStation. So, as part of this, it's going to have the Westfield and then Skingrad, and then they will also have scribing, which is all of the stuff that we'll probably talk about here in just a little bit. But basically, if you purchase the Deluxe Edition or just the regular Gold Road edition, you'll get immediate access to the ESO base game and all previous chapters, as well as in-game collectibles. There are pre-purchase rewards. So if you pre-purchase Gold Road, you immediately get the Welkenstone Ruins Wolf Mount and the Welkenstone Ruins Pup Pet. In addition, you also get the following bonus content at launch, which is the Eyebright Raven Pet, the Strid River Fisher Folk costume. You get 1 Diamond Anniversary Crate, you get some Gold Road treasure maps, and then you get 2 experience scrolls that are 100% for 1 hour. So that is all available with pre-purchase. However, the one thing that you do need to know is that Pup Pet, the one that matches the mount that you would get for the pre-purchase, that is only out from now until March 18th. So it will match the new mount that comes with the pre-purchase, but only if you pre-order before March 18th will you get that. In terms of the editions, you can select, like I said, either the full online collection, which is Gold Road, or you can select the upgrade for Gold Road. So if you have, if you need to purchase the actual collection, that'll include the Gold Road chapter in June. Then it gives you immediate access to the base game and all 7 previous chapters. So Necrom, High Isle, Blackwood, Greymoor, Elsewhere, Somerset, and Morrowind. If you just need to upgrade, then that just gives you the Gold Road chapter with that digital upgrade when it launches in June. So, if you've missed previous chapters, they're suggesting that you do the collection edition just because it will pull everything for you, basically. Let's see, what else does it have here?
Also, play Necrom before you play the Golden Road.
Yeah, I would definitely play Necrom beforehand. Also, if you get the basic, that's with the basic collection. So if you also get the deluxe edition, that'll include in-game rewards as well, like the Westwield Theriker mount, the Skingrad Guard Mastiff Pet, the Skingrad Vedette Armor Pack, and then Ulfsild's Tome of Legends Memento. Hold that in your brain for a second, because I'm going to ask if you all know who Ulfsild is. And then the Colovian Emote Pack. So those are extras that you can get with that deluxe edition as well. Even better than that, if you get the deluxe edition, what you also receive is all of the collector's edition rewards from all the previous chapters. But that doesn't include pre-purchase rewards, of course. But yeah, so like, say that you had only purchased the base of Somerset. Well, if you purchase the deluxe version of Gold Road, then suddenly you get all the deluxe stuff from Somerset too. Which is kind of a cool deal. Yeah, you can see a complete list of what all the Gold Road editions are and what they actually contain on the website. So I would say take a look at those just to kind of see which ones include what and what you might like to purchase. It seems really confusing at first, but when you actually look at it on the website, it's not too terrible. So, yeah, anything else to add? Anybody?
No.
No, you covered it.
But do you know who Ulfsild is?
Mm-hmm. Do you
Oh,
know
she's Shalador's wife.
Yep.
What?
That's Shalador's wife.
Yeah, she left him because of his obsession with his island.
Yeah, he's literally obsessed with everything, and she's like, that's it, I'm done. All you care about is your books and your magic. Bye. Legit. It's in a quest. Isn't that in the Mage? Is that in the Mages Guild quest?
It's probably in the Mages Guild
quest line, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, earlier I had forgotten. I was like, who is Ulfsild? When I was reading that, and then I went, wait a minute, and I went back and looked, and I was like, yeah, that is who that is. So I think that's interesting that she has a specific named, like a memento. Tome of Legends.
Tome of Legends. Huh.
Yeah. Is right. We're gonna.
It means she stole one of Shalador's books when she left him in the divorce.
Maybe. But,
he got the house, and all I got was this book.
But this book is important to you. I'm taking it. You're gonna try to find it forever, and you don't get it.
Right. So, yeah, so that's how you purchase Gold Road. The other thing, too, is in case you don't know what the Gold Road is, the Gold Road is the area that runs east to west between the Imperial City and Anvil and goes through Skingrad and Kvatch. So, it's pretty popular. It's some of the area that was featured in Oblivion. And supposedly it goes to Hammerfell as well. But, as far as I know, I don't think we have seen that part of it yet. But, yeah. So that's where the actual Gold Road is. We'll get more into that probably in just a little bit. But I thought it might be worth noting since we were talking about the name of the chapter. Cool.
So, before the chapter launches, we have a dungeon DLC. Right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that we actually have to schedule to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen.
The Scions of Ithelia. Did I pronounce that right? Of course I did. I'm a cat. Full of moon sugar.
Scions? You mean scions?
Scions. It's the Scions
No.
of Ithelia.
No.
So,
No.
yeah, so that's...
Ithelia.
Okay, you pronounce it then.
Scions of Ithelia. There we go.
Please don't pronounce. I meant not you, but okay.
Oy.
Discover new adventures and revelations in the Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road chapter and Scions of Ithelia dungeon DLC announced during the reveal. So, who is Ithelia?
No big deal.
She's a statue.
NBD. she's like this weird angel lady. No, I'm just kidding.
Angel lady. Got it.
She does not match the vibe of everyone else.
That's
Spoilers. She's a missing Daedric prince that Hermaeus Mora tried to axe.
right. So this is kind of a big deal, right? Because it's the first time that this game has added a new Daedric prince. Beforehand they were all pretty well named, and we knew who they were, and knew stuff about them, and but now they've gotten the opportunity to create a new one, and that is Ithelia, correct?
As far as we know.
As far as we know, yeah. It says a secret long held by Hermaeus Mora has been uncovered, and the existence of the Forgotten Prince has come to light. Now, Ithelia's return puts reality itself at risk. It's going to be arriving March 11 for PC and Mac, and the 26th for consoles.
We're gonna have a short window.
Yeah. It continues the story from last year's Necrom chapter. Learn more about the spreading threat via 2 dungeons featured in this pack, then experience its stunning conclusion in the upcoming chapter, Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road, which comes June 3rd for PC Mac and June 18th for consoles. So we have 2 new dungeons, Oathsworn Pit and Bedlam Vale. So what do we know about these dungeons?
And the artwork for both of them is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that top one there is really cool. What do we know about these?
So, one of them is a training ground for followers of Malakath, and a secret vault within the Oblivion demi-realm of Maelstrom. Which is interesting, because that's all like Hrothgar, Orsinium related. Maelstrom and Malakath.
Yeah, I want to know how the orcs tie into this whole situation.
Yeah.
I watched something talking about that when they brought up this dungeon. They said the training for those orcs must not have been going too well, because they get slaughtered by the invading wood elves.
Oh, ouch.
So it's a training ground, but it's apparently not being very successful.
Big yikes. Yeah, I'm interested to see how they tie that together.
Yeah, and a Maelstrom dungeon.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, let's see what they do. I wonder if they're going to introduce some new mechanics. Be interesting to see what they do with that.
I feel like we're just going to see Fanuit Hen.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Isn't that the Daedra that's in there?
Maybe.
Pretty sure.
I haven't spent enough time in there, I don't recall. I still have an active quest for that I started probably like a year ago.
Yes. He's the Daedra who appears to be a Bosmer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, And then, does it say anything about Bedlam Vale?
I don't see anything
It doesn't
specific.
look like it.
Yeah, I don't see anything specific in this article. Just trying to scroll through it real quick.
Yeah, it shows that it's got the normal sort of difficulties with veteran and normal, and then the hard mode challenges. Yeah. Cool. Man, can we stop for a minute to acknowledge two things? First of all, the statuette that they put out in the store is stunningly...
Ooh, yeah.
it is as stunningly beautiful as it is expensive.
So I saw that conversation, but I didn't actually go look. How much is that thing?
$175.
$175. And then if you're like some of our poor friends in Canada or other places, the shipping is almost as much as the statuette. Peanut looked into having it shipped, and it was $105 or something like that to get it shipped to Canada.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yikes.
That is...
Yikes.
That's a lot. How big is
That's
that
painful. That's a great question. I would assume it's probably about the same size as all the other statuettes that we've had.
So,
You know, you could buy actual fine art for that much money, right, Peanut? Like,
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. So I was going to say, acknowledge that, of course, but then also the artwork for this chapter is like all of the stuff that they have shown, like that one picture that they have here in the article of overlooking the Westfield with the river and Skingrad and like the three heroes kind of perched up there on those alien ruins. It's stunning with the mirror, like almost like the mirror cracking in the sky. So cool. So cool.
they've... I also heard it pointed out that the enemies that come from that realm look a lot like Thoat. So...
Indeed.
Wondering if we'll find some tie-ins with that. So...
Ooh, we have a really good question. Mr. Duckfist, great seeing you, my friend. He asks, what is the perception of the cost of all the DLC versus the value of the content? Asking as a non-player of this game.
Perception
So, like,
of...
do you get your money's worth, I think? Is that basically what you're asking, Duck? Like, what is the amount of playtime versus the cost and how much you get? I would guess that's what is probably being asked as a non-player.
oh
So
yeah, you're
someone
getting a
who's...
lot out of it.
Yeah. I mean, like, we're talking hundreds of hours of content. Usually a chapter release is anywhere from, what would you say, 25 to 35 hours of play?
Are you talking
And
side
that's
quests
if
and
you're
everything?
speeding through it.
No, I'm talking like if you are just like plowing through, it's probably about 30 hours usually.
I
for
think
a
that's...
chapter.
I think that's if you're doing like side quests and everything too. I think the main quests usually are like 15ish.
No.
Yeah. I would say maybe more like 18 or 20.
Yeah, maybe
That's a
somewhere.
substantial amount of time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty substantial.
Yeah,
And
I mean, you're
then
talking
when-
one quest line. I mean, that's essentially just one quest line that takes that long.
Right. And you also have to stand back and look at the fact that their cadence of release for the 4 quarters has been, it's pretty aggressive. So it's usually, just as someone who's a non-player, Q1 is usually 2 dungeons. Then Q2 is, well, I mean, we have a roadmap I guess we're going to talk about. Should we just talk about it now?
Well,
I don't know.
Let's go on that roadmap trip. Let's go.
well, we can get that just a second. I want to address that question a little bit more though.
Okay.
Because if you're a non-player getting into ESO now, the edition that gets you current chapter and previous chapters is like $60, right?
Yeah.
Which is the cost of a new game.
Right.
Generally, I mean, new games now are like 70 for a lot of them, but 60 is the cost of one game, basically, when it comes out. But you're getting several years worth of releases with that. And if you we talked about the amount of hours that you can play just for one chapter, and you're getting, they say 7, is it 7 chapters?
It's 8, or it will be.
Okay. Plus all of the side content, plus if you decide to engage in things like Antiquities and Tales of Tribute.
You get a lot of systems for the value as well.
Yeah.
So if you think you can't go to see a movie at a newer theater for one person for less than $15 these days. If you go to a movie and get yourself a drink and popcorn for one person, you're probably spending like $30 for 2 hours, maybe 3, depending on the movie. Whereas if this is a game, or any game, any game you're referring to as far as the value of time, you're talking hundreds of hours. I was actually one of my kids was looking at my screen today where it shows how many hours I've played ESO. It's like 700 and something hours, and I was like, yeah, that's just the PS5 version. I also have a ton more hours on PS4 too, because it counts those separately. Now, a lot of that is just I might have the game on and not actually playing, and that counts as sitting here doing things like this. Like, we're not technically playing the game at the moment, but still, that's a lot of time for your money.
Yeah.
So
he says it's a great way of looking at it. Money value per entertainment hour is a wonderful metric.
Yeah.
I agree. And if you break it down to that, Elder Scrolls Online has a ton of value for the amount of money that you spend. Like, you can totally play it without a sub. That's the other nice thing, right? So, like, if you want to do the money sync and you want to play it with ESO Plus and get the additional stuff, then, it's worth it for a lot of us. But if you want to be a person that hops in and out and doesn't sub and just kind of casually quests or does PvP every once in a while or hits up some of those new systems, it's definitely still worth it. Because purchasing the most recent chapter will backlog you on all the other chapters. So it's sometimes as a player who's played continuously, it's hard to think about the amount of money that you've sunk into it chapter after chapter. But also, if you're a new player who's coming in, it's really easy to get into because you basically just pay that one price and you get the backlog of all the other stuff. Like, MMOs are cash cows, right? In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So if you're an MMO player, you're kind of just used to that. But it definitely has value for the value that you pay is worth the amount of content that you get. And I personally feel that the cadence of their releases, even though they've kind of been melding it and changing it over the past, year and a half or so, has made a difference, because you do feel like you're getting, for the most part, I would say, your money's worth. Does it have its moments? Sure, but every game system does. Every MMO does. But for value overall, I think ESO is in a pretty good spot.
And also, if you're not too sure about spending the full amount, they run sales all the time. So if you're not sure about it and you're kind of hesitant on that price, if you wait about a month, it's usually on sale for like 25% off, and within a few months, sometimes less than that. So I mean, you can jump in and catch it on sale, and if you decide you like it from there, then you can kind of keep up with it as stuff comes out. But yeah, there's a ton of options, and these ESO free play events, they don't give you access to the game for free, right? You still have to have the.
Oh no, the base game. There's
yeah,
times
base
where the
game
base
is
game
free.
is free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Base game
So
is.
get the base game for free, try it, and then buy all the chapters.
Yeah, for the free play
if you
event.
like it.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, it's perfect time to go try it out and see if it's something that you want to start jumping into. But short answer to the question, content for the money. I think we all pretty well agree. You get a good amount of content for what you pay for. So
I would note though that the dungeon packs aren't included.
Yeah. So that is the one thing, but
Yeah.
it's still worth it because even at base game, when you're first leveling and trying the game anyway, you're gonna get all of those base game dungeons. You just won't get the dungeon DLCs, which can be rough to do initially anyway.
yeah, you have a hard time getting through some of that stuff early. Yep.
Moki also says, if I have a disc version from a few years ago and get the full collector's version on digital, do I still have access to my current characters? Yes, you do, because they're account bound.
Yep, and then you won't need that disc anymore. So.
Yep. That's what I did when I got my PlayStation 5. I just upgraded and you get the thing because it's just linked to your account.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yep. All right, we wanted to get into the roadmap next, so let's go.
Take us home, Golden Road.
Which article is that?
Oh my gosh. No. Don't butcher that.
Golden roads, take
That's
me
what
home.
region full of vineyards. Take me home, Golden Road.
Let the dad jokes abound.
I'm not a singer, but this is easy.
So
this is too easy.
Let's talk roadmap, and then let's go up to that Gold Road Westfield article and talk scribing, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Who wants to talk about roadmap?
I can.
Go for it.
So yeah, they didn't have the roadmap in the articles, but I found it because they had posted it in the stream. So quarter 1 is the Scions of Ilethia dungeon pack, which we talked about, and then there's also, they said there would be some quality of life improvements. Chapter 2 is the chapter drop. We're going to get the Westfield zone and the scribing system, and then also skill styles, which we will talk about more. And then quarter 3 is going to be a new housing related feature, which I put in the notes. Guild houses?
Please let it be
hopefully.
guild houses.
That'd be pretty awesome.
That would be so rad.
Yeah. And then more quality of life improvements and bug fixes. And then in quarter 4, we get the 2 new companions and a new PvP related feature, which I was watching Zynode's video and he said it is not Cyrodiil related. So
I think it's gonna be like a new, like a 2v3 or 1v1, like that sort of situation. Like not a battleground, but also a battleground. Either that or it's gonna be something wild, like a death match, like every man for themselves.
King of the Hill or something.
Yeah, it would be wild to have that as a whole separate thing. Also,
Okay, Infinite Archive, but an arena.
Oh my gosh, that would be
constantly
amazing!
Being paired up more and more with more people.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I didn't move enough. Hold please. Oh no. Oh no. It's okay. Everyone can still hear me. Hold please. Oh, sorry everybody. Wow, I fail. I didn't move my camera enough. I've been pretty good about that as of late, but not now. Yep. Woof. I'm gonna pop up in my Snugpod. Nothing to see here.
One of the quality of life improvements that they're making is being able to have a podcast mode.
Oh, that would be amazing. Pretty sure we're the only people that would use it, though.
That's okay. We're
I'm
innovators.
still waiting for the feature where they put a debuff on you when you don't fully loot a chest.
Oh my gosh.
Be like, oh, your next 10 chests drop 2 to 3 gold. That's it.
Oh man. Okay, so back to
oh my God.
back to what we were saying about PvP, what I was going to say is I was mostly right about what was going to be announced, except I did get the quarter wrong for PvP. So close.
Yeah, that seems like that would be a Q3.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too, but I wonder if they're just giving themselves extra time, you know? Especially because maybe with the I was gonna say with the guild housing. Let's not start that rumor. With the
Too late.
with the housing related feature, maybe they want to give it some space. You know what I'm saying? Like not try and
Or,
be rolling
hear
two
me
things at
out,
once.
housing feature. You can deconstruct furniture. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for.
You mean like furniture you've crafted?
Oh my gosh.
That's my dream thing. Yeah,
Can you
craftable
imagine?
furniture be deconstructed. That's my dream thing. That's what I'm hoping for.
Wow. Wow. That would be wild.
I would never have to gather wood again.
No more heartwood gathering, right? It's already done.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, to get mats back.
Unfortunately, it
Get
has not
mats
been
back, what a
announced,
dream.
but that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
kind of
pretty-
curious how they're going to introduce the 2 new companions outside of the chapter release. Because they've always just been floating around in the zone, and you
Ooh.
unlock them.
Yeah, that is weird that they're not going to be chapter release.
I didn't even think about that.
Which, I get why they're doing that. They're probably trying to give something for the PvEers when they do the PvP feature.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's not just a solely PvP.
What? Wait a
Quarter?
minute.
What if they're PvP related?
That's what I was just gonna say. What if it's Wall of Crazy? What if they're PvP companions?
Or
Because people always complain about being by themselves in Cyrodiil. It says it's not Cyrodiil related, potentially.
That's
I know,
what
it's never
Zynode
gonna
said.
happen. I agree. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I am full Wall of Crazy.
or it just might be. What if it's just a new PvP zone that you have to go into, even if they're not available in PvP, like regular combat, you still have to go and unlock them in the PvP area. Like they're
Like an
kind of lock
open
them behind a wall,
world.
though.
They did an open world PvP zone that's not.
It's like a Daedric realm.
Hmm.
It's a pocket realm. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting lore thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, RuneScape style, some Peanut said.
You know, that would follow with what my theory is, the whole, like, arena thing. Because if it's a Malakath pocket dimension where you're just constantly fighting each other.
That's true. Maybe we're onto something. Maybe we're onto something.
you get dropped in somebody else's world. What is that? Sasquatch? You've played Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
You can invade somebody else's game, invade their world.
That would
Yeah, that's rough.
What a strange thing that would be. Well, what do you all think about the roadmap overall, though? I think this is kind of a nice split between last year and the year before. I feel like they learned that the Q3 was a little. It wasn't like terrible, but there was a lot of good things that came out of it. But I did feel like there was an overall like drop off a little bit with some of the, some of the activity. Maybe not reflected in the numbers, but like from a guild leading standpoint, it did feel like Q3 was very quiet, and even some of Q4.
Well, I'd say, like, story-wise, the last couple years, splitting up the story between quarters has left it really disjointed.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas having all the story in one go, it actually flowed and made sense.
Yeah.
Where it's either I don't know if I've even done the what was the High Isle, the
Galen.
Q3 Galen. I don't know that I even finished that. No, I think I did. But it was just seems so like a separate story.
I haven't finished
And
it.
at the end, they're like, "Oh yeah, this is connected." And so, with Necrom, it was all one story. So I like that part of it.
Yeah, I agree. I am really excited to see how this sort of roadmap goes for them, because I really hope it's going to be good.
And then it's nice that they're just doing other stuff. Like, they're so focused with their old pattern on dungeons and story, and now they're actually able to focus on a lot of quality of life. If they're doing a new PvP system, a new housing feature, that it's a more well-rounded year than just dungeons and story.
Yeah.
Repeating forever.
Right. For sure, for sure. Well, shall we talk about the actual chapter, I guess, itself?
The actual news?
The
Instead
actual
of keep making
news?
crazy guesses.
Crazy guesses?
Crazy guesses.
I suppose we can do it. Gwen,
Should
I
have
know
been the
you're gonna
title of
have
an
to-
episode.
You might have to go soon. Do you want to talk about this real quick, or do you want to, or how's it looking for you?
The Gold Road Westfield.
Yeah.
We'll read that. Yeah, sure. Alright. Explore Westfield, an ESO's upcoming Gold Coast Road chapter arriving June 3rd for PC and June 18th for Xbox and PlayStation. You can explore and quest within the Westfield Zone, which introduces brand new locations, characters, challenges, rewards, and stories. If you're already familiar with Southeast Cyrodiil, this chapter allows you to explore the bountiful part of Tamriel for the first time. Why does it say Southeast? Isn't that the West? What? Okay. Recently, strange happenings have thrown the region into turmoil, changing the landscape in bizarre ways and introducing new threats you'll have to contend with. In the southeast lies the gold... I'm pretty sure it's southwest. Rides the Gold Road, a temperate environment similar to that found on the Gold Coast. It's home to the region's capital city, Skingrad, the bustling center of the zone with linchpin for the Colovian Imperials who call the province home. Toward the southwest, you'll find Dawnwood, formerly under Imperial control. This area is now home to the encroaching jungles of nearby Valenwood. There you'll discover a dense wilderness and the wood elf settlement of Vashabar. Even more alarming is the Wildburn, a dangerous area that separates Dawnwood from the Colovian Highlands and the Gold Road, comprised of sickened, magically twisted land and even more warped beasts. In the northwest of Northwest Weald, lies the Colovian Highlands, a mountainous region that is home to an imperial settlement and numerous ruins. Classic Colovian architecture inspired many of the zone's structures, although, as you explore its varied terrain, you'll also encounter many Iliad ruins that speak to an older heritage. These ruins are less spoiled than many other similar locations and show off structures and architectural pieces of Iliad culture never seen before. New challenges and rewards. While the land itself is changing, it is also under attack from a host of new unfamiliar foes, bringing all new dangers to Westfield's adventurers. These challenges include new delves and public dungeons to explore, world bosses to face, and a bevy of standalone quests that tell stories unique to the zone. In addition, new world events called Miramore Incursions set you and your fellow adventurers against waves of invading Daedra. Gold Road also introduces a 12-person trial, the Lucent Citadel, which has you and your band adventure into a long-forgotten Daedric vault. New bosses, mysteries, and rewards await. Speaking of rewards, if you venture into the zone, you'll find the Westfield is home to no shortage of new riches. This includes 10 item sets to wear, more antiquities to dig up, fun collectibles to unlock, and a host of achievements and titles to earn. Finally, Gold Road also introduces an entirely new type of reward collectible called Skill Styles, which provide visual changes to popular abilities and more planned for future updates. Wonders old and new await. All right.
That is a packed chapter.
That was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But in a good way? In a good way, I hope. Fingers crossed.
Skill styles.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to touch on that here? Since
Well,
it-
Yeah.
I think that seems like the good spot to do it. Go
Yep.
for it.
Isn't that? Yeah, go.
Scribing, yeah.
So, well, the skill styles are separate.
Yep.
It's
Are they?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't remember the ones that they specifically touched on, but essentially you're going to be able to change the colors of your abilities. I wish I could remember what they said, but they said it'll be cosmetic things that you'll be able to earn through gameplay. As of right now, we don't know of any that are going to be through the Crown Store. Let's hope they stay that way, and keep that a gameplay thing to incentivize playing. But yeah, so let's say, just for example, I don't know if this will be one that they change, but you call down your lightning storm. Lightning is generally blue, but you want to theme your character to where they're doing, I don't know, some kind of red theme. There might eventually be a red color option for that same spell. That's how I understood it.
Yeah.
Does that sound right to y'all?
Yeah. I know they mentioned Wall of Elements and I think Beast Trap.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could have your Wall of Elements be purple. What Zynode said. And I feel like they said something else about it too. Like there might be some that are more than just color change. There might be some actual different effects, but don't quote me on that.
I don't remember them having different effects.
Yeah.
Because this says it provides visual changes to popular abilities with more planned for the future.
Yeah.
I think the
The
scribing.
effects is part of the scribing.
I think the scribing part is where you get the changes in what they do. But yeah, this will be its own thing. It's not tied to skill lines.
Mm-hmm.
Where scribing is, they've picked some skills they've picked skill lines that they're adding a whole new skill into. The one that they gave the example of was Vault, I think it was called, in the bow skill line. And it's like a jump back ability. It doesn't actually do anything other than, I guess, just jump you back a little bit to start with. But then you have all these different modifications you can put on it. We can get more into that in a minute, because I think that other article probably has more info on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these will just be style change things that you can do to help with just customizing your character in the theme that you have going for them. So yeah, they showed one or two, I think, but
Yeah. So my question, how do you think you're gonna earn them? I figured they'd be through primarily probably antiquities and achievements.
yeah,
What do you guys think?
yeah, probably so. You'll probably get access to some through various quest lines, as that when you complete the quest, you complete an achievement, and then I think antiquities. Although I don't know, it seems like a whole lot of antiquities to go chase after if that's how they do it. I don't know if that would necessarily be the most engaging way to get you to hunt them all down. It depends on the person, I guess. But
Yeah. That's what I was wondering. Like you said, like achievements and antiquities seems like the most obvious way. But yeah, if they're gonna have that many, it seems like they'd have to come up with some other ways to unlock them.
And it sounds like, they're introducing this and scribing both. They're introducing systems. So not just like, here's a new style, this is a whole new system. So it's another one of those things, like Tales of Tribute, where they were able to keep adding new decks. And Antiquities, they can keep adding new leads. They said they're going to add more to both of these things. So, we may be able to completely, completely change the color of every one of our abilities at some point.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff to find. Because you're gonna have to find fragments or whatever for scribing as well.
Yeah, I hope we don't have to chase down too many fragments for each of these. That's going to be a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's at least 3 because of the way that well, I guess that's more scribing, like how it builds on top of each other.
Well, yeah, scribing, that's what's crazy is you got the primary, secondary, and tertiary augments.
Augments, yeah.
But then there's multiple options for each of those.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting how we're gonna acquire those.
It's gonna be RIP vouchers never, because I know how much you love doing that right now.
I love them so much. I have a hard time making myself ever do them.
Well, yeah. And what about if it's gonna be a skill line?
Yeah.
How could that tie into that?
Skill line for the styles?
For scribing. I mean, they didn't say that. I don't know if it is.
You mean just the scribing piece itself?
Yeah.
I didn't get the feeling that was what that was going to be. I guess we're transitioning into the scribing stuff now.
Yeah, we should.
So get that pulled up. Yeah, I didn't get the impression that it was going to be a skill line. That it was going to be new skills. That would be weird. Get a skill line to get new skills and other skill lines. That would be awkward.
Well, I'm just wondering because if it's as you level up, you get the base one and then the first, second, third level of augments.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. They didn't say that, but I was just wondering if it will be a skill line.
Well, but they're not all going to be available when this launches, so that means that the skill line would have to go back and, well, no, it just unlock each new skill. I don't know. That seems odd to try to think of it being connected to another skill line.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking because like antiquities, it's a skill line, and then you can get better leads.
Yep.
So if there's you can, I don't know. I feel like it probably will be a skill line or something. You got to level up.
Yep. In order to unlock
just because otherwise it's just like what you just unlock it and then you just find the stuff.
Yeah.
Which seems kind of unexciting.
Yeah.
But
I have a. It might be kind of wall crazy, but it's sort of a theory. But maybe we should actually read their official info on it before I get into that.
Yeah, let's do that.
In the Elder Scrolls Gold Road. Oh my gosh.
It is on the Gold Coast. That's correct.
You can unlock access to an all-new system, scribing. With scribing, you can manipulate the nature of magic itself by collecting. So see that right there, you collect skills. And customizing special skills, granting you even more ways to tailor specific builds and play your way. When designing this new system, the team focused on improving opportunities for roleplay and choice for ESO's adventures by providing greater agency when it comes to selecting and adapting the skills that are right for them. What exactly does this mean for you and your characters? Scribing introduces grimoires, which are new types of skills for your existing skill lines. You can customize these grimoires beyond their basic functions, transforming them into exactly what you want on your action bar. For example, our new grimoire called Soul Touch allows you to pull soul magic from the core of your being and cast it at a nearby enemy or ally. You can customize Soul Touch by choosing its primary, secondary, and tertiary scripts. You could use the primary to create a damage shield for an ally, pull an enemy to you, or even change it to magic shock or physical damage. In addition, you could use the soul infusion secondary to enable the ability to consume a soul gem and gain ultimate, or you can use a recovery secondary to regain resources for a targeted ally. The above is just one example, but the scribing system will give you a ton of new ways to change your build and playstyle, since you can unlock a host of grimoires and scripts at launch. To master the art of scribing, you'll need the Gold Road chapter, which grants access to a brand new quest line, so it's going to be tied to a quest. In this unique, or maybe that's just a chapter. Anyway, in this unique story, ancient magic arising in the world attracts the attention of the Magus Guild, who send one of their best to investigate. Working alongside a brave Knight of the Lamp, I love Lamp, you'll discover a mysterious new location and altar and discover the secrets of the mage who built it. Throughout the questline, you'll learn how to scribe, gain a grimoire or two, and meet new friends along the way.
Yeah, so you got to unlock it through the quest line. So
Yep.
it's going to be like a Antiquities quest line, but I think it's going to be more story driven.
I think it's gonna, more like Somerset. I'm blanking. This is the Artaeum Sigic Order. Sigic Order skill
Like
line.
a Sigic skill line.
Because the skill line leveled up as you did the quest.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be more like that as you progress through a quest line.
Could be.
It levels up.
Oh, I hope
Potentially.
not. That was the worst Go Fetch quest ever.
Oh, I wouldn't
You used
mind
to
it
level-
as
well,
long
there's a
as
skill line story. I was
long as they
thinking
don't
more
do the
so
same
Joseph
thing
Bridges.
as the or as long as they don't Sigic. Oof.
So here's the thing that I think is kind of interesting about this. It talks about it being a quest line. That tool in the one picture behind reminds me very much almost of like the antiquarians, like the telescope.
Yeah.
That memento.
The lenses.
The lens. But what's interesting is it has 3 levels, right? So my guess is those stand for the 3 variations that you get of that primary, secondary, tertiary as you go. I don't know how correct I am on that, but it looks like a tool, quote unquote, that you would use at the altar. So I wonder if it might be like a 2-piece, kind of like how Antiquities is, right? You have the scrying and then you have the excavation.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you're gonna have like scribing and whatever the other thing is that goes hand in hand with it, as part or something, 2 pieces in as part of that scribing system. So, yeah, I don't know. And this is where that lamp comes in that was on the thing that was sent out, because you're working with the Order of the Lamp.
Order of the Lamp. Knights of the Lamp.
Knights of the Lamp. Yeah.
Yeah.
They love Lamp too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It talks about styling existing skills too.
Yeah.
So
it does say.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, down there it says skill styles are color variation of popular abilities from various weapon, guild, and world skill lines.
Yeah, so
helping
that
you further
is part
stand out
of
on the
that
battlefield.
system. That is going to be part of that system. So it's a new type of collectible.
Yeah, it's a collectible, and they said they've got more planned beyond the chapter as well. Mm-hmm. So here's my theory. I think I mentioned this in our chat the other day too, or maybe not. I don't know if I call it a theory as much of a. I wonder. I don't know. I guess that's a theory. But what if this is testing ground for them to go back and rework all of our existing skills? Because as it stands now, you have one ability with 2 morphs, and a lot of times those morphs are kind of, they tend to be like, this one's good and the other one, why bother? Especially with the hybridization they've done, where there might be a stamina and a magicka morph. It doesn't really matter which one you take, other than the resource cost and whether or not you can maintain your resources using a magicka ability if you're primarily a stamina character. because it'll be just as powerful either way. This, if this works, and because
add a third morph.
Well, third morph or more. I mean, you have all these other things you can do now.
Yeah.
Instead of just having a morph of your ability, you'll be able to just, they'll be able to add completely new ways. It makes balancing tricky.
Yeah.
But they're already going down that road anyway, adding any amount of skills that you can do this with.
Right.
And they did show a little bit of gameplay with the bow ability. And so you shoot the ground with an arrow and then jump backwards. And they talk about this as, the initial effect doesn't really do anything. So it sounds like, cool, you can jump backwards. But then when you start adding things to it, it might leave a poison AoE on the ground. Or they even talked about having the ability to possibly put like a healing effect down. So now your bow abilities are going to have the option for healing, So, if this works out and goes over well, I could definitely see them going back and touching other skills with this too. Hey, this is a skill that maybe is not super useful to most people, so we just take it out and rework it this way.
Yeah, it's kind of like a way to not mask, that's not the right word, but yeah, it is a way to go back and adjust it essentially without having to recode all of your skills, but also kind of recode all of your skills at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to do them all at one time.
Right.
But if this is going to be something they're going to, I mean, they said they were going to add to it, right? They've got so many skills coming at launch, with more on the way. So, is it going to just be one skill per skill line, and then they're done with it, or, it's something that they might be potentially looking to work into being the new method of all of our skills.
Yeah.
I think they're probably doing one per skill line. I think they're doing one per skill line with the release, and then they'll probably just add more at whatever rate they find as time goes on.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Probably more than I've looked forward to one particular aspect for a while. Because it's going to have potential to directly impact what the game feels like as I play.
Yeah.
I really looked forward to seeing what Tails looked like, but we've talked about that. It's not the thing I'm doing when I'm sitting at my TV. Cool system, but if I'm playing ESO, I'm running around and questing and fighting things and using abilities, and doing something like this is going to have a huge impact, potentially at least, on what gameplay feels like and how much we're able to really tailor a build to what we want. As far as, and especially when you think of the armory system, I'm assuming that they'll work with that. Being able to really come up with some unique.
About that.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that it would take that in. It takes into account curses and outfit styles and everything else. So I assume it would factor those things in. But the build diversity could see a big bump with this. I'm definitely not the best theory crafter, so I'm going to be interested to see what some of those folks that kind of make their living doing that stuff are going to come up with.
Yeah. It will definitely be fun to see. And I like the thought of maybe a little bit of accessibility change for people too, like people with visual things, or just in general, maybe making certain skills possibly easier to see, or customizing certain skills to a way that makes them feel excited to use that skill in combat,
Sure.
versus you know, versus what some of the things are now. I do think it's pretty cool that they were kind of spinning it from like the RP perspective as well, because a lot of times when we talk PvE updates, or when we talk, you know, not PvP updates for a while, but just talk the game in general, it's always like, here's stuff for the PvEers who are the questers, here's stuff for, you know, this certain group. And we know that there's a large RP community in this game, but they don't always get anything directly. Like they kind of like take the other stuff that comes through PvE and whatnot, and that's kind of their thing. But it's interesting to me, and I think it's kind of cool that they called that out, that was one of the reasons for going like, okay, this is why we want to also, you know, give these skills that can change color or do different things. And I hope that they were thinking of accessibility as well when they took it into account, because I do think that the more accessible game companies start to make games for people who are differently abled, the more successful they're going to be, because it puts it to a broader audience, you know.
That is something that's been definitely being improved on, and I've noticed in the past year or so especially, it's a big discussion about a lot of games I see coming out about all the different accessibility options. PlayStation even has a whole controller they've put out that's designed for accessibility options. It's kind of an odd looking controller, but
I love it. It's modular. You can take certain pieces out of the circle and exchange the button types and all that stuff. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it real close. I know I looked at it and I was like, I'm not sure how exactly that works, but just the fact that they're investing and giving the, you know, people that may have a need for that kind of stuff an option is really cool. And I see a lot of talk, you know, because I listen to, you know, game, you know, news and stuff like that periodically, not like I used to, but that tends to be a pretty common subject that gets brought up, is what kind of accessibility options games are coming with now. So yeah, definitely cool. Whether or not that was intentional, I don't know, but intentional or not, it'll definitely be a benefit, you know, even if that wasn't what they had in mind. So, you know.
Alright, so before we leave the topic of scribing, I have some things to add. Ink isn't mentioned. If you watch any of the things that the people who got to do the press release did, there's a new resource, not a currency, a resource called ink that's important to scribing, and it wasn't mentioned during the actual reveal or in this article. So I'm curious how that's all going to work, because we haven't been given any details except for it is important to the scribing process. And then, is this going to be one of those things where you have to, in the meta, if you have to like grind different lines and have other specific setups in order to push for those max scores, or if you won't be allowed in trial groups without having a certain thing on a certain build, if this will add to those, or if is it going to stay a little more scaled back. So those are the things
good.
I'm curious about seeing in the future for the system.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that's going to depend more on the people running trials, which I can totally see. I can even see them being like, okay, you need to have your skills this color. You need to have your skills this color.
Oh my god. I hope it doesn't make it more gatekeepery.
Wow.
I could see that happening. Hope not.
I could see that happening with the pets. I could see that when they add pets. If there's like an option for smaller pets and stuff, I could see that visual being required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's always the main complaint is, oh my god, there's so many Daedroth and Flappy Birds. How can we see anything?
Hey, the amount of times I've tried to attack your Daedroth, I don't even want to count.
The amount of times you tried to pick my torch bug.
Shut up.
You don't even know.
Oh, we know.
Leave my pink torchy butt out of this.
I got a squirrel now.
Oh.
I unlocked the squirrel in Necrom for the public dungeons.
You got so many, what is it, acorns or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grot oak acorns or something.
I almost said something that would have sounded horrible on stream, so I decided not to. Thankfully, I used the word acorns. That's what we'll leave it at.
Squirrel.
So you know what? Something that I thought of with this, and you just reminded me, Gwen, when you brought up the ink. Does some of the terminology sound sort of in line with the Infinite Archive, Endless Art, whatever it's called now?
Yeah.
You know, what does a scribe do? And you know, that's all about, you know, knowledge, and you know, you need ink to put on parchment, and grimoire is...
Well, the person we're learning this from is from the Order of the Lamp. So it's probably more related in sense to that order, and something we'll have to read on, because I don't know anything about the Order of the Lamp yet. I need to read about them.
There's not a whole ton on them.
We just know they love lamp.
Hold please. I have it. They're basically... I'll talk about it really quick. It says the Order of the Lamp, sometimes called Lamp Knights, are an order of knights that acted as protectors of the Mages Guild. It was formed a year after the Mages Guild itself was formed, as hired guards were not enough to protect the guild in dangerous territories. Its members were organized under the Palatinus, who was commanded directly by the Archmagister. They were given appropriate rights to certain services of the Mages Guild. A knight's rank within the order approximated the individual's rank within the guild in terms of rights and privileges. The order only recruited those who had already demonstrated fighting skills and were in good standing with the Mages Guild. A contingent of the order was led by Vanus Galerian to confront Mana Marco, and they participated in the resulting battle. After he became Archmagister, Hannibal Traven commanded the Order of the Lamp to arrest Magister Ulaseta Grakog of Orsinium for necromancy, but she escaped. The current status of the Order in the aftermath of the collapse of the Mages Guild is unknown. Each chapter of the Order of the Lamp is led by a Palatinus or a Master Palatinus. So, yeah, that's Daggerfall, and... it looks like there might be a book called Black Arts on Trial, as well as the origin of the Mages Guild. So, and Mana Marco, King of Worms. So there's some lore books that relate to that. Interesting.
Yep. So, yeah, so if you did happen to not get a chance to watch the reveal, you can go do that. It is available.
It's so good.
And we will post that in our show notes. Mm-hmm. So if you've made it to this point and you're like, man, I wish I'd have seen that, just open up the show notes in your if you're listening on a podcast. If you're not, you can look it up. It's not hard to find. But if you're listening to the podcast, it'll be there. And yeah, you can go see what we've been talking about, and kind of get an idea of what's coming, and see some of the gameplay stuff they showed from like the vault skill that they talked about with scribing, and kind of some little just preview stuff of different. They showed off little pieces of the zone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't actually get to watch. I had it playing just so I could listen while I was like in my car, so I couldn't really watch it. But yeah, so you can go check that out. And yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year for sure.
I got another note on scribing.
Noted.
I was looking at Zynode's website. It says grimoires will be the very core of a skill that doesn't change. There will be 3 slots per grimoire called scripts. Script slots will be primary, secondary, and tertiary. And ink is a reagent to change or scribe a skill. So,
So it's going to be something that's earnable.
yeah, sounds like it.
Cool. I like that. The question is, where is it earnable?
And how?
And how is it earnable?
See, that's the part I don't like, because we have Telvar.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they also mentioned with the vault skill having the option of it doing something magic based. I don't know. It just, it makes me wonder how much they're really, because hybridization has been a thing they've really been trying to, work on. Somewhere, I don't remember where I heard this, but it was pointed out that it's something that they have stated they know they're not done with it and they are still working on it. So it makes me wonder, like, they're taking a skill line like a bow that works off of stamina, and they're going to give you the options to make some of those abilities magic. You talk about the role play element. We already have, of course, it's Crown Store stuff, but like the bound weapons, you lean into, I pull out my bound bow and fire off magical arrows. Are they working towards trying to be able to really, anyway, we don't have enough information yet, but
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Zynote also has a screenshot of the Vault Grimoire, and there's 3 drop-down menus for primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary shows physical, venom, fire, bleed, immobilize, restoration, taunt. Secondary, restoration over time, snare, recovery, mobility, hawkeye, damage over time, defiance. Tertiary, force, savagery and prophecy, expedition, vulnerability, maim, lifesteal, evasion, off balance.
okay.
Which makes me wonder
Bow tank.
if
Yep.
you just have to earn those different ones, and then they can apply to any of the grimoire versus earning the individual ones per grimoire.
That seems like it could be, or that would make sense potentially then.
It would make sense so that you're not collecting 800.
800 million
Yeah.
points per skill line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Or
can see it being like that.
Or that's where the ink comes in.
Yeah. Could be that as well.
Yeah, I heard taunt, immobilize, vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like tertiary is going to be buffs or debuffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna have there's gonna be some bow tank builds. Interesting.
Yep. That used to be a thing though.
Yeah.
When I first started this game, that was a thing. One of my friends used to run volley and caltrops on his tank, which was very interesting because with the animation canceling, you could like puncture volley caltrops within a matter of like 1 or 2 animations,
Mm-hmm.
which was very interesting.
Yeah, but volley didn't really have any utility as a tank, did it?
I mean, no, just extra damage.
Right. So that now you're going to be able to use that bow to have actual, function of what a tank does.
Yeah.
Use my bow as a taunt. That could be fun.
I was just thinking with with a 2-hander, like vault back and then charge back in again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
that would be cool.
Yep. I had a setup that did something similar to that in another MMO I used to play. Where I would jump in, do a bunch of damage, and then jump back out. And so, yeah, same thing. You could charge in, get a bunch of effects going, and then get back out of harm's way. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I look forward to seeing that. Like I said, I think that's probably that system might be the thing I've been most excited about in the last several years as far as new systems go.
Yeah. We'll have to see. One other quick thing before we move on really fast. Did you at least get to watch the cinematic?
Yeah.
I think so. I think I caught most of that.
So, I don't know about you all, but seeing all three of the heroes together again made me, like, giddy. It was so cool to see all three of them, you know, working together. It was basically that kind of full circle. I thought was pretty cool. There's some stuff in the cinematic too that from a lore perspective I cannot wait to find out about. I cannot wait to find out about whatever that staff or relic or whatever it is they're holding, that Torvsard and Athelia get a hold of. Like, I want to know what that is. I want to know the mirror more, and that whole, you know, kind of like motif of mirrors and glass. I want to know more about that. Like, there's just some really cool things that happen in that particular cinematic that I think once we get the chapter, obviously, hopefully we'll know more about, but there's a lot of speculation, I think. And the fact that the statue is holding that in one hand, basically, but it's much shorter and it has like these threads coming off of it, is super cool. So, yeah. I don't know. Thoughts, speculations, what'd you think? I did laugh that the Nord is basically the one that kind of like messed it up. Because he's just a big brute.
Oops.
He said, oops.
And then he gets mad at the when he pulls him back up and lets go of the staff.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Yeah. So good.
It's like, sorry, I should have dropped you.
Yeah, I guess I'll drop you next time, buddy. Then it's the two banners war.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to ask about that really quick before we kind of moved on, because the cinematics are so notable. Like, they are such a an integral part of the chapter announcements and the chapter releases every year that we had to at least touch on it before we go on.
Yeah.
And it's been cool to see how they've changed over time, you know. So I just want them to make a full-length movie. Thank you.
Yes.
I could literally watch hours with those three and be just perfectly happy. So, yeah.
It's another topic, but kind of something to think about is just what they're going to do with this storyline and how it will relate to the rest of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're in the past.
Yep.
So it's gonna
she
be
gonna get
interesting.
forgotten again?
I hope not.
Yeah.
Just because that would be just.
I think she will. She seems like she's the plot device to explain ESO as an MMO and how you can play in any order.
Ooh, that would.
I figured something to that effect would come out of this.
Yeah.
But whether or not they go, because I don't think they will, but go, oh, this is a different thread of fate. You know, like
that
this
on
is
one
something.
hand would be slightly disappointing, but on the other hand, it's like, okay, I
But
get
on the
it.
other-
It's like
yeah.
the Dragon Break thing.
But on the other hand, I don't want to just be like, okay, problem solved. Nobody knows about her, and that's why she's not in the lore. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But,
Yeah.
yep.
I don't know. I mean, it's been assumed that well, I can't even say it's been assumed that there are other princes, but I always kind of thought with the way that the Realms of Oblivion worked and the way that the Daedric princes worked, and like, look at, Sheogorath, for example, with his counterparts with Jigawag and all of that stuff. It's highly possible that there's tons of other potential princes that nobody would know about. Theoretically, I would guess. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Perhaps.
on the fence. I haven't finished Necrom. I've got to get to it. I'm almost there.
Do
I have
it.
three quests left. So I'm talking about all of this without having any actual knowledge other than what we've seen in the trailer and in the teasers. So I'm just spouting off, without actually knowing. But yeah, I don't know. I think from a lore perspective, that is the nice thing about Elder Scrolls, is that they can do stuff like this. Like, what do you think that pitch was like in the meeting? So, okay.
A new Daedric Prince.
Just listen to us before you say anything. Hear us out, Bethesda. New Daedric Prince nobody knows about. Go.
And that's why I'm like, however they sum this up has got to be pretty good for it to get past that process.
I feel like
okay, you need a good way out of this. You can't just have some lame, okay, problem solved, like there's going to be a good way to explain it in order for them to be allowed to do this.
I think so.
So, Bethesda makes money off of this, right?
Sure.
So it's in their interest for the game to keep releasing content, right?
Sure.
So we know that ZeniMax is working on things, what is it, like a year ahead?
Yeah, essentially. So
you talked about the pitch meeting. Perhaps they went in and they said, okay, guys, Todd, sir, it's what we've been working on for a year, and now we've got to, go ahead and start promoting it. We've kind of been working on two different things side by side. So we're going to let you pick which thing that we do this year, and you have to pick one of these two, or we're not going to be able to release any content and make any money. So here you go, one of two things. We have this new Daedric Prince that you've never talked about in any of your games before, and then you start seeing the looks on Todd's face is like, and they go, or Dwemer.
Maybe she is Dwemer. Maybe she is the reason why we don't know about the Dwemer.
Yeah.
The Dwemer are actually Daedra.
How's that for a mind meld?
That would be something. Wherever it was that she went, where they're at.
She knows where the heart of Lorcan is.
And they have said though that like their roadmap and like their ideas for their plans for the future is like several years out.
Yeah.
But what they're like actually working on is
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. I saw it was some interview and they were talking about like from very early on they had plans for what we're experiencing now. So.
Yeah, that's why I always love when you're like at an event, like for example, being at Vegas and people bringing things up that are things that we have now seen, right? And they just stone cold just kind of look at you like, yeah, well, that would be pretty great. Like all the meanwhile being like, little do you know what we have in our back pocket. Waiting.
Yeah, it's coming. But we're not going to tell you.
Me laughing when Gwen brought up Dark Brotherhood stuff in Vegas, and I was like, I swear, if we get Dark Brotherhood stuff, I'm going to point at you and go like, were they like,
Rich
oh
has
no.
a really good poker face.
Rich has a really good poker face. Like, really good. Honestly, all of them do. All of them have good poker faces.
I know, but I was impressed with Rich's poker face. Like, that was worth noting.
Yeah, or I love that they'll be like, yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? or like, wait till you see what we've been working on, and you just go, oh no, oh.
See, you go,
man.
oh no.
Can you give me anything else? No? Okay.
Nope.
I'm
just enough to let you
here.
suffer.
I'm just gonna wait here and see. Yeah. So I can only
Yeah.
imagine what it's like to be a dev who has to like be in the moment working on a current release, but also have to be like a year ahead in your brain. Like when you're dealing with social media and you're dealing with, you know, stream team and you're dealing with being on people's shows and you're dealing with all of these different things. And then, yeah, I'm talking about what's releasing in 2024, but I already know about 2025 because guess what? We've already started it. And I have to not say anything or screw up or, you know, I mean, I get a little bit of that in my daily job too, but not nearly probably to the extreme that they do. So I just stand back sometimes and marvel at the fact that they all keep it together as well as they do. And like the community managers too, who are writing patch notes for things that are, you know, probably a year behind what they've been talking about in meetings. Like, just, it astounds me. So
It probably helps that they generally have different leads each year, right?
yeah, they do. They have different zone leads and different, you know, writing leads, and they rotate through. But, you know, even so, I mean, yeah, I'm sure that that does make a difference. But when you're thinking about the overarching kind of people that you see that are the face of it a lot, like Rich and Finn
Right.
and, you know, those people who have their fingers in probably everything all at the same time,
Right.
like kind of dabbling in everything, and the lore master Zenki and, you know, all of those people, I'm sure that it can get a bit like their brains sometimes are probably like, okay, but you know, they're just really good at their jobs. That's basically what this was saying. They're really good at their jobs, and I commend them. Wow. Well,
Guys, we're
is it time for murder hobos?
we haven't even done
That
lore.
was so much.
I know. I was so
That was
much.
So much.
I mean, we can skip
Okay.
lore.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden, the lore just disappears off the page.
It's like, ah! No, we love lore. Don't get us wrong. We don't want to skip lore all the time. But tonight we've talked about a lot, so...
Yeah. It's been a big show.
And we're going to have time. We just had a lot of releases, which means it might be quiet a little bit, you know, for a couple weeks. So we can always throw the lore in there.
Yeah. No more murder hobos.
Yes, no more murder hobos. If you don't know what a murder hobo is someone who just kills things and takes money.
Wow. Amazing.
And we're not going to do that. We're gonna try. If you want, you don't have to, but you can actually. We're gonna try to expand on a little bit of things. And this week, the questions are. So, we're gonna start with. Not everyone got one of those physical letters with the little mirror piece in it and the letter saying like, "Hey, help me," right? But we all are going to have to do the prologue. So your character got this letter. What would they make of the piece? And would they go help? Or are they sick of End of World Tamriel and just like, fine, let it burn in oblivion, I don't care anymore. You can expand on this by which piece did they get? You can choose. What piece did your character get in their letter? And who would they go to help decipher the piece based on which piece they got?
Interesting.
And those are your questions for the week.
Those are good ones.
I think I would take the leaves to the wood elves and be like, "Hey, where are these from? What tree did this fall from?"
For sure.
Ooh. Bastion's old caretaker, who the wood elf who knows that area of Grahtwood better than anybody. Here, I'm gonna take these leaves to her and let her tell me where they're from. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming off the top of my head. Cool stuff.
Yeah.
This has been a beast.
But in a good way.
Yeah, we're over 2 hours. That's pre-show included, but it's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
Well, there's a lot of stuff, and there's all 4 of us.
Correct.
Yeah.
Through the whole show.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
25 to 50% more dialogue.
Amazing. 50% more opinions. 25% more opinions.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm glad everybody got to be here, though. This is fun.
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to wrap us up for this week, right? We want to go ahead and save this other stuff for another time.
Sure.
We did that last week. Guys, we don't intend to do that, just so you know. We don't intend to tease you with, lore stuff and then have to cut it out. It's just the way that recording live goes. We don't have a script to follow. We have notes to talk about, but sometimes we realize that maybe you don't want to listen to a 4.5 hour long episode, and we don't have that kind of time.
It's okay. They still got some lore. We talked about the Order of the Lamp, and we also talked about the Gold Road and its actual location. So
Yeah.
it's A-okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we're going to wrap up for the evening. It's been fun. So before we go, guild announcements. Somebody want to take us through those? What can they do in our guild?
Be amazing.
There are Mondays with Moki, fishing, Cyrodiil, or some sort of other crazy that ends up happening. On Tuesdays, there's Treacherous Tuesdays. This is a non-structured, kind of get your group together, focus on a dungeon. It could be any dungeon. You could do the dailies, whatever. And then Fearless Friday with Arthuria Dragoon. This is an undaunted.
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 We are undaunted.
We are
undaunted.
Amazing.
I feel like there was 25% less of us there.
There was 25% less.
25% of us was muted.
Oh no! We have to do it again. Undaunted.
Undaunted.
We are undaunted. That's better.
And then there's currently a pilgrimage of Vivek going on, if you like Vivek. So Vivek Lessons Pilgrimage on the 28th at noon EST. Part of the Lore Tavern for the month of January. You can join on Twitch, or you can also follow along on that pilgrimage in game, correct?
Yeah. So, really quick, essentially what we're doing is we are going and picking up the books of the Vivek lessons, and then we stop, read it, discuss it really quick, and then move on to the next book. So it's also a great way to actually pick up the lore books in game as well. The plan before the 28th at some point is to try and do a quick catch-up of picking up those first 8 books. And then we are going to post a summary. I have a nice summary of each of the first 8 sermons from one of our guild members to be able to have people catch up if they'd like to do that. Even if you don't like Vivek, it's interesting to go through the lessons just from the lore perspective, because there is so much lore that ties to them, and it makes your brain work. It's very interesting.
Because they should be a quick run. It's easy reading. So
yeah, it's very easy. It's not hard to understand at all. It's so funny because I went back and read the summaries and I was like, wow, that makes so much more sense when I look at it this way. Anyway, but yeah, join us for that. It's been a fun thing. It's been a multi-platform guild event for the Lore Seekers. So we're hoping to stream that one over on the Lore Seekers ESO on Twitch. So hopefully you can head over there and join us when we do that as well.
Very cool. If you want to catch up with us through social media, you can head over to the platform formerly known as Twitter. and you can reach us through that at Snugpod Cast. Sasquatch, can they reach us on email?
If they're old, apparently.
Oh my word.
I'm trying to remember the origins of that. Was that you?
It's been a while since we've made that joke.
It's part of our own lore. It's Snugpod lore.
Snugpod lore. It's canon.
Not legend.
Isn't going to be shot through a cannon. Oh.
Oh my.
I'm looking forward to the day I actually get to meet you in person, Gwen. It's going to be a...
Oh boy. I hope I'm there for that.
What has she got in store? A little pocket cannon, just so you know.
Oh,
yes, it can. snugpodcast@gmail.com.
After all of that, we finally got to the email address.
It does exist.
Yep, and we've gotten some good questions through that a few times. So you can send us one of those. I'll get my mother-in-law to read it for me. And,
oh my lord. Bye, Azura. Bye, Azura.
Yeah. If you were listening to us tonight or at any time and actually would like to catch up with us live, follow along, you can do so by going to twitch.tv/snugpodcast or just search Snugpodcast on YouTube. You can find the videos there. And you can also, if you're watching live or watching a video in the future, listen to us through your podcast app of choice. So either way you choose to join us is appreciated. We do this for fun. It's, so it's cool to have anybody come and hang out and let us know that, not only are we entertaining ourselves, hopefully we're giving you guys something to look forward to as well. But until next week, hopefully we should be back, and maybe we'll get to an official lore thing in our notes. Maybe we won't. But until then, it's been fun. We'll catch you next time. Take care of yourself, take care of others, and have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Sleep well, Tamriel.